Hello and welcome to Excel Essentials. In this session, we'll be covering the today and now formulas. The today function in Excel returns the current date. Now, Excel returns this current date as a serial number, which is the date time code that Excel utilizes in date and time calculations. If you have a cell formatted as general, before the function was created, Excel will automatically change it to date. Now, if you ever want to view what the serial number looks like, you need to change the cell format to general or number. So I'm just going to do equals today. And as you see, it's got no parameters, and we can just enter that last bracket and hit enter. And as you see, we get today's date. And here at the top, we can see that the format has been updated to date. And if you can look as I tap at other cells, it says general. Now, if I go and change this back and click on it and click on general, what we can see is that serial number, that date time code, which is 45,782. Now, the today function is useful if you need to have the current date displayed on a worksheet, regardless of whenever someone is opening it. It can also be useful to calculate intervals. It can be useful to calculate the age of someone. It's very useful in using that. Now, with the today function, what we can see here, we can see that the serial number, the date time code, 45,782, that it might look like an arbitrary number picked out of thin air, but in reality it isn't. So if for whatever reason the value in the cell was 1, and then this was converted into a date, if you see I've opened this up and we look at short date and long date, we can see the 1st of January 1900. Now this is what Excel characterizes as the serial number 1, which is January 1st, 1900. So for today's date, 45,782, it's 45,781 days after the 1st of January 1900. So if I was to go back and return it to short date, we can see that as the 5th of May 2025. Now with the today function, you can add days, you can subtract days, and all you'd have to do is hit F2 to edit your cell. And if you want to add, say, 7 days, you can then see that 7 days after today's date is the 12th of May. You can also subtract it. So if I change that plus to a minus and then hit enter, we can see that 7 days ago puts us back in April on the 28th of April. You can also do a calculation and include the today function. So let's say you needed to know how many days are between today and the 1st of January 2030, because that's one of your goals and you want a countdown of that. Let's just put 1st of Jan 2030 in this cell, just so we have a reference of what we're looking against. And we're going to put that date in as a date value for the calculation. So we're going to do equals date value. And here we're going to put 01/01/2030 in speech marks. And then we're going to close that and hit enter. And as you see, we get this serial number returned for that date. Now if we do minus and we put today's function in and hit enter, you can see that it now automatically returns the date format. Now this is automatically changed whenever the today function is in Excel. So you need to go back up here and click on date and change it to number, or you can do Control-1 and then you can click on number on the format cells window, and you can change the number of decimal places to 0 and click OK. If you wanted to show that it's 1,702 days to go, you could also use the format cells window to show that by then going to custom, keeping the 0 in and then opening speech mark, then going days and then to go in and close it off with more speech marks and then hit enter. So if this date was to change and become 2029, we can see that's now 1,337 days instead of the 1,702. You can also return the current day, the current month, and the current year from the today formula. So you can use day and put in today's date. And as you can see, it's the 5th of May, so we get 5 for that. Let's do that for month. We get 5 as well, and if we do year, we get 2025. So it's the 5th of May 2025. So as you see, it lines up as well. Now, moving on to the now function, it also works in the same way to the today function, that it returns a serial number for the current date and time. So if we just enter the equals now formula, we can see that it's returned the current date and time, which is the 5th of May at 5:57 in the afternoon. Now, it works by any changes that happen in the spreadsheet, or there is a recalculation that occurs, the now function will automatically update and show you that current date and time. It has no arguments, and it works in the same way but with decimal points to highlight parts of a day. So if there was, for example, a half added onto this, it would add 12 hours. Now, we can put that into practice by adding 0.5, and as you see, it's 5:58 a.m. tomorrow morning. You can also subtract, and it would show 5:58 this morning, or you can add 7 days in the future. So if I put +7, we can see we have 7 days in the future at the same time. You can also remove parts of a day, so if you wanted, you could do 2.25, and it adds 2 days and 6 hours. So depending what you're looking for, you can calculate that. If you needed to add an hour to the current date and time, you could open the brackets and do 1/24 and add that on, and it shows you 1 hour ahead of now. Stay tuned for more Excel Essentials.